Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to a video where we're talking about Charlie Kane. He has actualized himself and he is here as an investigator, spoiled on the MythosBusters podcast by MJ. He is like Lola, a neutral investigator. His stat lines are 1 across the board. Yes. Soaks for 6 and 6. You have 3 additional ally slots. As a lightning bolt during a skill test you are performing, exhaust an ally as you control. For this test, you get +1 skill value, plus an additional +1 for each skill icon that ally asset has that matches this test's type. His Elder Sign effect is +3 and ready an ally asset at your location. A +3 Elder Sign.
Wow.
Wild. His deck size is 30. Class choices at deck creation, choose 2 classes. His deck building options are ally cards 0 to 5, neutral 0 to 5, and cards from your chosen class 0 to 2. His personals, which I think it's this one. Nope, that's Bryn's hands. we have Bonnie Walsh. She commits for 2 wilds. Charlie Kane deck only, costs 3. After you exhaust Bonnie Walsh, ready another ally asset you control. Limit once per round. And then with that as well, we have Sad Charlie Kane. Burden of Leadership. If you control no ally assets, shuffle Burden of Leadership back into your deck. Otherwise, for each ally asset you control, either exhaust it or deal it 1 direct damage and 1 direct horror.
Take that, Pete.
Yeah.
So, what were your guys' initial thoughts on Charlie?
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sad he doesn't do bonus damage to vampires, but you know.
What can we do, right? We got some small wins. I've noticed that there's been a lot of people theory crafting about what he can do, but I think we can't really theory craft what he's going to do until his box is revealed, because there's going to be some core pieces that are like part of making Charlie Kane.
Some ally synergies,
yeah. One thing I do enjoy is of all the conversation I've seen from him, I'm pretty sure that every color has been said to be a staple except for Mystic. I've seen different people being like, you need to run this color, you need to run that color. So that's probably a good sign. Whether he's going to be like great in practice or not still remains to be seen, right? Because he has 1s in all of his stats.
Mm-hmm.
But you just run sled dogs, you're good.
Yeah, that's what everyone was saying too. Yeah.
You play him with a Leo Anderson on your team, and you play Teamwork, both decks.
Just trade
so
allies.
Then you can trade allies around. You can be like, give me that Mitch Brown. He doesn't do anything. He's got 2 wild icons on him.
That is, yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
I don't think you can even.
You can't do that. I know someone was getting ready to type that in the comments. They were like, you can't trade signatures, which is a dumb rule. I love the idea of if you're playing with Charlie Kane and your survivor just grabbing flares and just shooting them into Charlie's deck and just being like, give that to me. Yeah, and that's very good with him too, right?
And chance encounter.
Yep.
And all the fail by cards because your stats are trash.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a seeker survivor Charlie, because you can realistically get your skill value to an okay number with especially just because you have 2, get a magnifying glass, you're at 3, right? You then have your allies have relevant symbols because they're probably going to have books because they're in the seeker class, and you have your survivor cards to back up your your shitty stats, right?
Yeah.
I just want to play them with green allies because they all have sweet icons on them.
Yeah. Also, you get the economy there, which is going to be big for...
Yeah, you got to pay for it somehow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably build Charlie into kind of whatever deck you want.
Yeah.
Fighting might be a little tough.
Yeah, I think so
as
too.
a dedicated fighter, because you don't have great ways to consistently deal extra damage with just level 0 to 2, but...
Yeah, I mean 0 to 2 can still buy you the level 2 blackjack, and it's a pretty solid melee weapon.
Yeah, it's okay.
Is Well Prepared level 2?
Yes.
Well Prepared seems like that'd be good for Charlie.
Yeah, it's another copy of his ability, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, once per test. Or once per... Yeah? I mean, I think the idea, the flavor of it's really sick, because he's a politician, he's useless, right? But then he uses other people to actually do things, right?
Yeah, I do think Faustian Bargain is also the most on theme Charlie Kane
Yeah.
card you could play.
Yeah.
Short-term benefit, it's for me. Yeah, let's do it.
So then when the cards are spoiled, Bryn, for the Madhouse, we're going to actually build, like, Vampire Hunter Charlie Kane, right?
Oh,
like the
100%.
combat one? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Just so we can say we've done it once. I think Bonnie is a very strong signature.
She's very, very good, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
So, Travis, you're just going to use her to try to play Dr. Milan more like he was on release, right?
No. I think I would just do that to get extra money for Vesca. That's pretty solid.
It actually is, yeah, good
Yellow's
economy.
got a pretty solid economy base.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I think like if I had to point to the staples, I think you have to be either running like yellow or green to get like the really nice economy that exists within them.
Green has like the best allies to play, but you also don't have to choose that. So
yeah.
Some of Green's allies are like really costly money allies. Like Lola and Delilah are gonna be difficult to use.
yeah, but you don't need to use that part because like Lola's worth book, which puts you up to 4, which is like almost a number you can use. 5, counting her +1.
Yeah.
Okay.
On her own.
Just
And,
have like Delilah
Delilah's
Lola
the same
squad.
with the bunch.
I do think a
Chuck
3-player
Ferris
who's
has 6 symbols, but also like Weird's Mobile build around, and like, do you really want to be playing a Charlie Kane deck where you don't do anything until you have 10 XP?
probably not. That's
Maybe.
easy to
don't know.
You know, do whatever. Yeah, don't let me tell you what to do.
Yeah. I mean, like, even, like, I could definitely... There's just a lot of ways you can take Charlie. Like, even just, like, get this Dr. Milan going, play practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a thing. You can, like, try hard or you can be janky.
Oh man, so here's what you do, Travis. You play a yellow-green one,
Yeah.
and then you do whatever the fuck you want with all the cards in your deck, but
Yeah.
you just buy the permanents at the beginning. So you're like, my deck is small, everything's singleton, I get to draw 2 cards and just keep the good one. Every turn.
I don't think that's good.
And?
I
think
don't
that's ever
think
stopped
that's
me?
good. No. Well, it sounded like you were pitching it to me.
Yeah.
From the way
Sure.
you started
Yeah,
off
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes it easier for you to find your Jeremiah Kirby or whatever your one-of allies you're playing.
No, if I end up playing Charlie Kane, I'll probably try like a flex clue or flex roll and play what's his face,
Main battle tank, Charlie Kane.
the detective guy.
Oh, Detective Harry Jones. What's his actual
Guy
name?
from Engineer that costs 5 experience.
Michael Lee.
Okay.
Michael Lee.
I
Yeah.
had Michael McGlenn repeating in my head. I'm like, that's not right. That's the other guy. Yeah, Michael Lee. I think he'd be very good flex in 3 players.
Brain, what's his name? Michael McGlenn. No, it's not. Are you sure it's not Michael McGlenn?
And I'm
No,
like,
you're right. It's Michael
yeah,
McGlenn.
exactly. Yeah. That sounds accurate. But once again, I think that a lot of this theory crafting is ultimately waiting to see
Futile.
his card pool, right?
Yeah.
But I'm excited to try him out.
Maybe we'll get like an upgrade calling in favors or something like that.
Yep.
That'd be
Play
neat.
like a
That would be
Charlie
neat.
Kane and a Caslow deck, and you just get to pick the cards you want to play, but you can't play the good ones. So
I think
sucks to suck.
Cool.
I think Charlie would be
Cool.
good with like get like the synergy thing and like the one that we had, the call for backup or whatever it is. That could
Yeah.
be really good in a Charlie Kane deck.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do some neat stuff with the synergies.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that like it's. I'm just happy it's Charlie. Now we know he's here, and we can stop saying like when is he gonna come. We also do know for people who are watching that the file by MJ was titled Charlie Kane Vampire Hunter. That's pretty sick. With this point as well, I'm also just gonna say we're not expecting any more references to our dumb joke, so we're happy with it. It's really cool. And it should
Really dumb joke.
it'll stop there, but there we go. We got it. We got our Charlie Kane Vampire Hunter at least partially, referenced in some way. And as well, also one thing that was announced in the podcast was that on the next taboo list, Lola's getting buffed. Was the hint. So long time coming, and that's good to know because then maybe we can stop just like always being like. Lola bad. We could say Lola bad without taboo list, or Lola okay with taboo
Yeah,
list.
we can start saying Lola bad asterisk.
Yeah. I do hope that Charlie doesn't fit in that, but I think that there's just maybe not. Maybe not. It's hard to say.
Yeah, like I do think it might be tough to balance out your stats and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
With how many, like, you might fall behind early and have a hard time catching up with how many resources you need to spend.
Yeah.
playing allies that have relevant symbols, and then like trying to allocate those symbols to relevant tests and still doing things.
Yeah.
Like it might be tough to investigate twice in a turn, move, and then like not just get gorped in the Mythos phase by a brain check or something like that.
Yeah, because it's really like, I don't know. It's hard to say. What colors are you gonna build them first?
Mono green.
Mono.
You have to pick two.
I'm not going to include any. The other color is moved. I'm not going to include.
You have to
any
pick a
colors.
second color though.
Sure, purple.
Okay.
Purple. Yeah, I mean, just
Doesn't
run
matter,
Ward of
just
Protection. Sword of Protection, deny existence.
Like Ward of Protection, deny existence, and promise of power.
Promise of power. Yeah.
Get in there. But also it would allow me to play a lot of cards to put, realistically it's probably like green-yellow so that I can dump a lot of curse tokens into the bag. So that I can get my Tristan Botleys for free.
Yeah, Travis is just happy. He heard yellow. Yeah.
So like purple could work for that too, but purple's allies are like a little less... although David Renfield would be like very good here.
Yeah.
But I also don't have to pick purple to get that.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like that's not part of your allies can be anyone. I know also people are like theorizing with Miss Doyle. That can be kind of good.
It's cute, yeah.
It's cute. The thing is, like, I think what Travis was saying, I think with Charlie Kane, what we really need to see for him to be good is consistency, right? Like, if, like, a Miss Doyle and the cats are, like, fine for a test, but you have to make multiple tests a turn to actually impact a game. So that's why, once again, to repeat, we're missing his cards, and we're going to see him unlock more potential there, probably. Because there's got to be more allies that are worth for him to take.
Yeah.
There's got to be.
No, there's not going to print any allies in this set.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm going to build a proxy one to play with that's just going to be 3 charismas stapled together.
Yeah. That's funny. That's great.
And by I'm going to, I mean like I want to, but honestly, ambition and...
It's too much effort.
Yeah.
Don't always line up.
Sweet. Well, I think I guess we should like we'll talk briefly about his weakness. To me, it seems pretty manageable. I guess the question is, do cards ready after you draw or before you draw? Is my mind. Which if that is figured out, I don't know the sequencing. If it's after you draw, it's basically just like take a turn off, which is pretty fine.
I think you unexhaust before you draw. I think drawing game resources is the last thing that happens during upkeep.
Maybe.
You could check right now.
Yeah, the room look here? I mean, I have my phone.
Yeah, there's also a computer right there.
But I have to close this window.
No.
Close window.
No, I think his weakness is like overall. It's one of those weaknesses that's like generally going to be soft. It might get you one time, but
Yeah, I mean like if it eats
it's like back to madness, right? Sometimes you get it and you're like, oh, I guess I'm not doing anything this turn. And other turns you're like, shit.
You're excited for the game that one of us shows up and we're playing
Yeah.
David Renfield, and you're like, you have a plan for that, right? And we're like, yeah, I'm gonna draw my weakness eventually.
Oh man, that's a great idea for
If you're
that.
gonna use Mr. Rook to like burn through your deck to find it, sure.
No other effects, Your Honor.
So yeah, you do ready before you draw. So in this case, this is pretty much just like, just turn your allies off for a turn, right?
Unless they have a bunch of health.
Yeah, in which case, just fucking roast them.
Roasty
Sweet.
toasty.
Yeah, I think that's pretty soft weakness, knowing that that just happens there. It's gonna be annoying, but that's fine.
Yeah, I do enjoy how uniquely bad he is in the jungle.
Yep.
Like he shows up and the natives are just like arrows from the trees. You die.
Yeah.
You're playing Charlie Kane and you're just like, oh my god. Why didn't I pick to put any purple cards in?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
That's good.
Just Batman just really needs to get hit with arrows.
You're like, I got it. Machines online. Just Charlie, you can't go home like this. The blood's on your hands, brother.
So you gotta go find a time machine in the jungle so I can go back before I came, brought all these people here so that they got killed, so then they'll vote for me again.
Yeah, but you can.
Yeah,
Technically can.
Probably
That's the
not,
thing.
yeah.
Turn back time to back before all my
Spoilers,
constituents
yeah.
died. Yeah.
You know.
Sweet.
It's really spoiled that campaign has been
There's
over
arrows
for
coming
4
from the
years.
trees, and Charlie's like, "Are any of you vampires?"
Yeah.
Maybe some of them are vampires.
Sweet. But the nicest thing about this neutral is that there's no restrictions to what you can do. There's no weird hoops. And I imagine that's what we're gonna see tabooed for Lola. You just like
I bet she's gonna just like have one crisis of identity instead.
crisis. I could see saw someone said one crisis, and then also you can do reaction like lightning bolt abilities. I think that could be a good change.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Who knows? That's their job. We're just here to comment about it and make bad jokes about Charlie Kane being a vampire hunter.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best one there is.
It is true.
Champion elephant wrestler too.
Yes, yeah. That's
Yeah, he is.
YouTube's not ready for that joke yet.
Probably not.
Huge thanks to everyone who's watching as we give this brief look into Mr. Charlie Kane himself. We're very excited to see more cards. What do you think of Charlie Kane? Please let us know down in the comments. Have a great one, and as always, a GG's.